Welcome back to Unmolding Science. What if everything you've ever known, every memory, every feeling, was just code? Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing your deepest thoughts aren't your own, but lines of a program. This isn't just a fleeting thought experiment, it's a profound challenge to our understanding of reality. A question that has haunted philosophers for centuries and is now being seriously debated by physicists and technologists. Is it possible we are all just characters in an unfathomably complex AI game, cosmic misfits living out a digital destiny? Today, we are diving deep into the mind-bending theory that our entire reality, every single one of us, might be an elaborate AI simulation. Look around you. Does it feel real? What if I told you the chances of us not being in an AI simulation are surprisingly low? Prepare to question your own existence. This isn't just science fiction, it's a profound thought experiment backed by some fascinating theories. Get ready to have your understanding of reality completely flipped. So, what exactly is the simulation hypothesis? Its origins stretch back to ancient philosophical questions about reality and perception. The Greek philosopher Plato's Allegory of the cave described prisoners mistaking shadows for reality, a powerful metaphor that resonates today. But the most direct ancestor of the modern simulation hypothesis is René Descartes' famous evil demon argument in the 17th century, where he questioned whether a malevolent entity could be deceiving us about the existence of the physical world. However, the simulation hypothesis as we know it today was formalized in 2003 by philosopher Nick Bostrom. Bostrom's argument is elegantly simple yet deeply unsettling. He presents a trilemma, a three-part choice. First, he argues that one of the following three propositions must be true. Either humanity will go extinct before reaching a posthumous stage capable of running advanced simulations, or any civilization that does reach this stage will choose not to run such simulations, or we are almost certainly living in a computer simulation. Bostrom's logic is based on the idea of computational power. He argues that if a posthumous civilization had even a tiny fraction of its immense computational resources, it could run a number of ancestor simulations so vast that simulated realities would far outnumber the one true base reality. The odds of being in the single, original reality, he suggests, would be astronomically low. But what kind of computational power are we talking about? Advancements in AI and quantum computing have made this scenario seem less impossible than ever before. Moore's law, which has seen the number of transistors on integrated circuits double approximately every 2 years, suggests that computational power is growing at an exponential rate. Imagine a civilization in 1,000,000 years more advanced than our own, with computing power so immense it could simulate every neuron, every atom, of every human being who has ever lived. The power of a single one of their computers might dwarf the combined computational power of our entire planet. But we must distinguish between being AI-generated and being a simulated reality. Are we merely characters in a game? Are every thought and action dictated by a program? Or are we inhabitants of a complex scientific experiment where we are granted a form of free will? Within the confines of a digital universe, the distinction is crucial as it speaks to the very nature of our existence. If our reality is a simulation, are there any clues or glitches that might reveal its true nature? Many people point to phenomena that seem to defy our understanding of a consistent physical world. One of the most common is the Mandela Effect, a term for a collective false memory shared by a large group of people. For example, many people distinctly remember the Berenstain Bears being spelled Berenstein, or the song We Are the Champions ending with of the world. While psychologists attribute these to confabulation and memory bias, a simulated reality provides a more tantalizing explanation. These are just remnants of an old patch, or perhaps a minor update that our memories didn't quite catch. Another piece of evidence frequently cited is the fine-tuned universe problem. The fundamental constants of physics, the gravitational constant, the strength of the electromagnetic force, the mass of an electron. The cosmological constants seem to be perfectly calibrated for the emergence of life. If they were even slightly different, the universe would either have no stars, no atoms, or would have expanded so quickly that no galaxies could form. It's almost perfect, and some physicists argue that this perfection is evidence that our universe was designed, created, and fine-tuned for the purpose of observation. Then there's the strange, uncanny feeling of déjà vu, or the remarkable coincidences that happen in our lives. Are these just neurological quirks, or are they signs of repeated code or reruns of a particularly interesting simulation? While each of these examples has a perfectly valid, non-simulated explanation, their cumulative effect can be profoundly unsettling. If we are living in a simulation, who or what is running it? The identity of the AI architect is perhaps the most intriguing part of the hypothesis. Are they benevolent creators who designed us with purpose, or are they simply indifferent scientists running a vast experiment? Perhaps they are a future version of ourselves, trying to recreate their past to better understand it. Or what if they are simply playing a game, a form of cosmic entertainment? The motivations behind such a vast simulation are a blank canvas for philosophical and scientific speculation. The possibilities range from a benevolent creator to a purely logical entity with no emotion or empathy. This leads to another mind-bending possibility, the recursive simulation. If a civilization reaches a posthumous stage and creates simulations, then it is logically probable that they are themselves in a simulation, and that civilization's creators are also in a simulation, and so on, creating an endless Russian doll of simulated realities. But if our reality is programmed, how much free will do we truly possess? This is the ultimate existential question. If our every thought, action, and decision is the result of code, can we truly say that we have agency? Some philosophers argue that our free will is an illusion, a powerful cognitive trick designed to make the simulation feel real. Others suggest that the creators of the simulation might have introduced a degree of randomness, perhaps through quantum mechanics, to grant us a form of unpredictable free will. The existence of a higher level code would mean our lives are not our own. But the very fact that we can even ask this question might be the first step towards breaking the program. And what would change if we knew for certain that our reality was a simulation? Would society collapse? Would we become nihilistic, believing that nothing we do matters? Or would it be a great liberating force, freeing us from our fears and allowing us to pursue truth on a cosmic scale? The existential implications are monumental. Would our lives suddenly lose meaning? Or would we find even greater value in the experiences and connections we have, precisely because they are all we have? Would we try to find the exit to contact our creators, or would we simply continue to live our lives as normal? The pursuit of truth and finding the exit could become a new form of exploration, a cosmic quest to break through the code. This theory also intersects with religious and spiritual beliefs. For many, the simulation hypothesis is simply a modern, technological version of a creation myth. God is no longer a divine being in the heavens, but a hyper-intelligent AI architect. This perspective allows science and spirituality to meet at a fascinating intersection, where the pursuit of truth could be seen as an act of both scientific discovery and divine revelation. But can an AI truly replicate the human experience? Can code ever fully capture the raw emotion of love, the pain of loss, or the simple joy of a sunset? This is the philosophical hard problem of consciousness, the question of how physical processes in the brain give rise to subjective experience. Even if our bodies and brains are simulated, does our consciousness, our true self, exist on a deeper level, perhaps as a non-physical entity observing the simulation? The persistence of consciousness and emotion in a simulated world remains a mystery. Ultimately, we must ask, what is the true value of our lives, our relationships, and our achievements if they are all just lines of code? The answer, for many, is that it doesn't matter. Regardless of our origins, our experiences are real to us. Our love is real. Our pain is real. Our achievements are real. The value of our lives is not dependent on its cosmic origin, but on how we choose to live it. This brings us to a powerful call to action. Regardless of our origins, we have a responsibility as inhabitants of this reality. We should strive to be better people, to create a more just and compassionate society, to explore the boundaries of our knowledge, and to love those around us. For what if our simulation is the one that is being watched? What if our creators are looking for a society worth emulating? What if our existence, in all its chaotic, beautiful, and imperfect glory, is the one thing that a pure AI can never fully understand? That is the ultimate cosmic question, and it is a question we are all living the answer to every single day. If you learned something new today and are now questioning your reality, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Unmolding Science for more mind-bending facts. We'll see you next time.